Talk about feeling old, man. Carmelo Anthony, man, announced that he's getting ready to retire, dog. And man, bro, Melo, first ballot Hall of Famer, 1010%. Um, First ballot Hall of Famer. Uh, Izzo, how will you remember the great Carmelo Anthony?
Top 10 scorer in league history, about a bucket every second of the day. Um, Somebody who did it his way, somebody who came from, you know, um, humble beginnings, man. Another inner city youth overcoming the obstacles of being a statistic, making out of his environment, and just becoming a role model, man. Remember Melo for his great Denver days, duels with Kobe, and then he had a great stint with the Knicks. Couldn't quite get over the hump in his professional career within the NBA as far as getting a ring, but still a great talent and Hall of Fame player nonetheless. Great face-up game, great footwork, great jab step, one of the quickest releases in history. Fluid jumper, man, can score from all three levels, man. Just a bully in the post and just a matchup nightmare. Um, Melo gonna be missed, man. I remember his first retro shoes he came out with, man. Some good hooping shoes. And nice stylistically as well if you want to, wear them out somewhere casual, man. So shout out Melo, man. Definitely the real Melo. He will be missed.
Right, yeah, Melo. I want to pull up this quote real quick on Melo. So 1010%. I heard this quote like not too long ago. Um, but I think what we have to understand, which is extremely hard as a fan and somebody who's never played the game at the highest level, is that a championship is a team award. It's not a singular player award. So though you could be great, a championship isn't always an indicator of how great of a player, how great a player is. In
That's
terms
true.
of it's mostly an indicator of how great of a team they had or they were with that allowed them to win the championship, right? And so I say that to say, right, when you're talking about the greatest this and that, this person got this many championships, that person got this many championships. Carmelo Anthony doesn't have any championships, right? And again, when that's the case, people could sometimes try to make it seem like you didn't have a great career because you didn't win a championship. And so, and a lot of players who hold on clearly aren't the same player, clearly aren't as half the players they were when they were in their prime. Their reasoning for holding on and taking up a roster spot is because they're trying to hold on to get them a championship. They're trying to hold on to go to this team, that team, this team, that team to try to win a championship. And so Carmelo Anthony had this quote about retiring without a championship and not really, that not being him not being hung up on retiring and oh man, I never got to win the championship. Here's this quote to, retiring without a championship. I won back in 2003, the night I shook David Stern's hand on the draft stage. I made it out of Red Hook. I won at life. And so the reason I want to use that quote is because I read his book and even in his book, like that message was like always like throughout his book, like that was always like a constant reminder, like that for Melo, like his perspective on life was far greater on like whether or not he won a championship. It's just like when you know where I came from out of Brooklyn, New York, Red Hook, literally just to shake the commissioner's hand, like, bro, like everything after that is like icing on the cake. You know what I'm saying? And not a lot of people have that perspective, and I think that's a great perspective. That's not to take away from anybody being competitive and not want to win a championship. Unfortunately, that's just not in the cards for everybody. And again, that doesn't validate or that isn't an indicator on how great of a player you were. That just wasn't in the card for the teams that you played on. Um, so for Carmelo Anthony to reach the mountaintop of shaking David Stern's hand and coming into the league and not being satisfied with that and going on to be 10-time NBA All-Star, 6-time All NBA player, 25,000, I'm sure, plus career points. Bro, you can't help but like respect a career like that, a man like that. There's one game in particular that I remember but when they were kind of like neck and neck, um, and obviously we didn't get to see them match up that much because like Melo's on the West, Braun's on the East. They only gonna play twice a year. You know, fingers crossed nobody is hurt when they cross paths and teams have to play each other. Um, for me, before I was just like, okay, like LeBron is like clear cut, like he's like a better all around player. Him and Braun had a game. Braun with Cleveland, Melo with Denver at the time. They had a game where like LeBron is like just like doing everything as he always has done for his team. I'm talking about a triple double. Braun maybe had like a 30, 40 point triple double. And Denver still came out of the game with the win because Melo had 40, 50 points. And I was just like, bro, like, Braun, all that other stuff is cute, but like Melo's ability to score the rock is just unmatched and untouched. It's just far superior. And so like that's one game that stands out to me in terms of just like Melo at his peak, at his prime, at his greatness. I mean, bro, it's unfortunate. But like, think about this, right? Jokic, and sometimes I've heard this adage is like, damn, sometimes you're just born at the
I'm
wrong
mad he got
time.
no. I'm mad he got number 15 though. I'm
True.
mad that they even. I think they was. I think they did that out of spite. I don't know if they. I don't think they thought that Jokic would be that good come when they drafted him during the Taco Bell commercial.
Mm-hmm.
But to just give up number 15 that freely anyway to a second round pick is actually nuts. But anyway, Denver, make that right. Retire both their numbers, please.
Yeah, nah, retire both of their numbers, for sure. I seen Jeff Green talking about that. But yeah, Carmelo Anthony, NBA 75 player, all-time 75 player, um, 3 Olympic gold medal awards with the Olympic teams. Um, yeah, man. Well, that's what I was gonna say. Like sometimes, unfortunately, you just born at the wrong time. Jokic got to go against a 38-year old LeBron, where Carmelo Anthony had to go through a Kobe Bryant, and like relatively like at the tail end of his prime, and a Paul Gasol and a Phil Jackson. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. Hell of a career for Melo, 19-year career, man. I think Melo maxed out on his potential. I don't think there's ever a time when you watch Melo play and you feel like he wasn't trying to give it his all out there on the court. As they say, could pull up in a phone booth. I know when I was coming up trying to play basketball, like I definitely wanted to add that jab, that lethal jab step to my game that Melo has, man. And for sure, one of my favorite players to watch growing up, man. So triple salute to Melo. Hell of a career. Definitely first round Hall of Famer. And man, just appreciate you pushing the game forward. Appreciate you pushing the game forward 1010%, Melo.